Wait, I remember now. Mr. Solid, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. And you seem rather distraught. Jesus Christ. Is it that somebody is shocking you from the back? Is somebody tasing you from the back? I mean, that's how it seemed like. My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Solid. Let's hear your testimony. Once more, please. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. You saw a clock. I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly. Alright. Let's go for strike 3, Phoenix. Let's think about this. Think! Think without gray cells. Hearing the time. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? I do have to wonder about that, Mr. Solid. I do have to wonder about that. Objection! Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was this statue. Yeah, I mean, why is it that you're telling us that the clock was the murder weapon? It clearly was the statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? You with your objections and your evidence. Just who do you think you are? He is Phoenix Wright, soon to become the best defense attorney out there. Today, you are seeing history being written, and it's not in your favor, Mr. Solid. Just answer the question, Mr. Solid. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne. As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. Huh? The neck is a switch. It says you just tilt it and it says the time out loud. And it doesn't look like a clock. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies. I see. So, the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with this testimony now? Yeah. Didn't he say that he never went into the apartment to begin with? How did he know that it was a clock? He said that he was never in the apartment to begin with, right? Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Yeah, indeed. You couldn't tell from the distance if that statue was actually a clock. Clearly, a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he... Okay, I'm just gonna... Actually, hold on a second. Let me see about doing this for a second. Yeah, I can actually save it like right over here. I can actually save whenever I feel like it. Just gonna wait a little bit and... Yeah, let's continue. I think. Hopefully I didn't screw anything up here. from save point. Yeah, there you go. The witness knew it was a clock because he knew the victim. Nah, it clearly was that he went into the apartment, but let's see what happens if I say this. Tell me, isn't it true that you knew the victim? In fact, you are one of her sugar daddies. Be frank with us, Mr. Solid! Ooh! You were one of her sugar daddies. You, Phoenix, just told you straight. Frank? I'm always frank. Your Honor, we have complete records of the victims' relationships. Mr. Frank Soy does not appear anywhere. Oh, really? Please, Mr. Wright, is, the best response you can muster up? Try to refrain from making off-the-cuff accusations in the future. I cannot promise anything. Yes, Your Honor. Let me think this over. The witness knew it was a clock because he went to the apartment! You're lying. You were inside the apartment the day of the murder. Oh yeah? You prove it! Prove I went in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard! What? Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, I'm getting very, very excited over here. Oh man! Never had this sort of action in my life. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Soet, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face! Ah, look at that face. Look at that poor sap's face. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never... Look, the clock. I heard, no, I mean, I saw... You? Shut up! I hate you! It was him. I tell you, I saw him! He killed her, and he should burn! Burn! Give him death! Order! Order in the court, I say! Your Honor. Moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims. Mr. Wright? Your Honor. Yes? You claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is riding on this. I better think it through carefully. Yes, Your Honor. The sound Mr. Soy heard was definitely in the clock. A fact which is clear if you simply ask the neighbors. All you have to do is talk to the victim's neighbors. Talk to the neighbors? I'm sure one of them heard the clock tell the time when the incident occurred. Yeah, I don't think so. I see. Does the prosecution have anything to say, Mr. Pate? We have already made all the necessary inquiries. Everyone living near the victim's apartment was out at the time of the murder. Furthermore, even if a neighbor had heard the clock, that would not prove that Mr. Soy had heard anything. That's true. I believe you may be wrong, Mr. Wright. You'll receive a penalty for that, unfortunately. Oh, okay. So I guess I can already choose all willy-nilly. Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. Let me think about it again. The whole case is riding on this. I better think it through carefully. Yes, Your Honor. The sound Mr. Sawyer heard was definitely the clock. And... well... well, my honest answer would be to try sounding the clock. See if it's actually the same. Let's sound the clock now, here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I asked the court to listen very carefully. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker after all. So, we heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. Ah! A 3-hour difference! An exact time difference as when the body was found. As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sowett heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sowett, try to talk your way out of this one. You forgot one thing. Oh, what's he talking about? Well, it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow. It proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you cannot prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. How am I going to prove that? Yeah, I do have to wonder about that. Damn it. I was so close. Oh, are we sure we cannot prove it? Yeah, I can't say that I really have anything in my mind for one, but... Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sowett. I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. They treat me like a criminal. A criminal! You lawyers are all slime. I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. Is that really it? No, come on. The witness lied so many times till now. Clearly he must be hiding something here. I am definitely sensing something suspicious here. There's nothing I can do about it now. Not so fast, Mr. Sowett! Whoa! Mia! I mean, Chief. Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But Chief, it's over. I cannot prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow, and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Why was the clock 3 hours slow? Why? Figure out the reason, and you'll have your proof. Time of death, 7:31, 4 p.m. I do have to wonder, why was the clock slow? Right? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Electricity to Mrs. Stone's building was out from noon to 6 PM on the day of the crime. Well, the clock was definitely not influenced by the blackout, that is for sure. The victim apparently arrived home from Paris on 7:30, the day before the murder. Hold on a second. Why was the clock 3 hours slow? I mean, there can be... Okay, well, there can be some reasons. That one would be that the witness did it. Although that really doesn't make sense given how this trial played. Or... it can be that... it is because of the time difference. Cindy Stone went to Paris and back. It could be that she herself changed the clock because she was there. Maybe that is it. Let's see. Wait. Maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it. Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? Of course. There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Ha! Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see this evidence that proves why the clock was running slow. Your Honor, here is your evidence. The passport! Take that! The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. 9 hours. When it's 4 PM here, it's 1 AM the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow. It was 9 hours fast! The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Saw It. Or should I say, Mr. Did It? Oh! That is one sick bird! You should get to the hospital as soon as possible, Mr. Did It! Oh my. Order! Order, I say! Well, this case has certainly turned out different than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your client. He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly. And find the true culprit at the same time. Yeah, you certainly did well for your first case, Phoenix. I do feel like we're gonna have a wonderful time together from now on. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts. Not guilty! You heard that, Butts? You're free to go! And with that, the court is adjourned. It turns out that Frank Soet was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Soet let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Soet grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. August 3, 2:32 p.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby Number 2. Phew! I still can't believe we won. Victory belongs to us, Mr. Phoenix. It's time for us to celebrate our first successful case. Right. Good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. Well, Mia is your boss. And not only that, but she must have taught you a lot of stuff herself, so of course she would be happy for you. Larry? I feel like he is gonna barge in right here in any second now. My life is over. Eh? Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Oh, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Eh? Good. Wait, no, I mean bad. Bad. Yeah, very bad. I think that trial has gotten to you a lot more than we could imagine. You are not thinking straight. And you were never thinking straight to begin with. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my city wind is gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was a... No, never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts, innocent. Thanks. I really owe you one. Oh. Look at him. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner? Movie? My treat. Oh no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present? For me? The statue? The clock? Wait, wasn't the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. Huh? I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Huh. So you are the one who made that clock for her? That's an interesting detail. Oh, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Doesn't that make you want to just cry? Hurry. Are you so sure? Excuse me? I think she thought quite a lot of you, in her own way. You don't gotta sympathize with me, it's okay? Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Is that right? Don't you have something to show your friend?
Something that proves how she felt about him?
Hmm? Huh? Oh yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? Huh. A proof that Cindy cared about Larry, huh? I think it may actually be what I was thinking before. When I heard from Larry that he made this clock for her. And this can actually be it, isn't it? Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? Where did you get that clock? And this is the clock you made for her, Larry. You should take it with her when she traveled. Yeah, she probably just needed the clock, that's all. Nah, you know, if she really needed a clock, just to see what time it is, she could have just used a wristwatch. Or wherever her place was in Paris surely must have had a clock in her room too. So, for her to actually carry this particular clock with her in her travels can definitely tell us something about her. So, it's totally not a lost cause, man. You think so? It is a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really? I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little better.
Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right. Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. I think our work here is done. Shall we be off?
Yeah, I guess so.
Say, how about dinner? On me. We'll drink a toast to innocent butts.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him.
Yeah. Part, at least.
You have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks?
And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay me, unless you count the clock he gave Mia. I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep.